Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1
Rear echelon squad ready for action.
on Faymonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. SturmTigerSage6, playing as the US forces in the blue. And his opponent is going to be the return of HOI-HelpingBrits, playing as the OKW forces in the red. So right off the bat, guns blazing, we see Sage sending his rear echelon squad inside the big stone house in the center. SturmTigerSage closing the distance, getting himself in a nice angle where they're not really getting all that much shot up, and they're actually doing quite a bit of damage here to the rear echelon squad. Second rear echelon squad on the field for SturmTigerSage6, going to be popping into the house, relieving the squad members inside and trying to continue the fight against the SturmTigerSage. The original squad backing off, and it's probably just going to go cap territory in the meantime. Nope, deciding to move itself back, and it looks like it's going to be popping back into the house, I suppose.
Rifle squad ready for action.
Well, heavy amounts of losses there for Sage, although I suppose he really only lost, what, 3? Same as the SturmTigerSage, so not really that big, so pretty even. But yeah, SturmTigerSage squad down to 1 man eventually, and is forced to back off. So we do see that right off the bat, both players have selected their doctrines, and we see Sage of the 6 going for the rifle company, getting himself a veteran rifle squad very quickly. And HelpingBrits also selecting his own doctrine right away, and that is this time the Scavenge doctrine. So it does give him access to those infiltration grenades. Does need to be out of combat for those to recharge. So you can see there that... Is that actually accurate? That's weird. I mean, it's supposed to not recharge when you're in combat. They're taking shots and shooting, but it doesn't stop. It keeps on ticking down. Well, that's weird. I wonder if they removed that, or that's just the graphical glitch for me. Anyways, so we see engagements in the center, rifle squad popping into the house, popping out of the house, closing the distance on the Volkskrans and forcing them to retreat. They don't really actually do any damage to the Volkskrans, but they know they're going to lose the engagement up close, so they decide to disengage and just move back. Second Volksgrenadier squad for Brits, moving up and taking a shot at the rifles, killing one of their members and forcing the veteran squad to back off. They're veteran, they know their way around the battlefield, and they know that they should back off. They're going to be capping that point in the center. Volksgrenadiers move up and engage while they have their light cover by the cart there. Taking some damage. The point will be capped, but the rifles will have to retreat eventually. Over on the left-hand side, we hear the SturmTigerSage gunning down a rear echelon squad. See, it got killed right there. Probably on the retreat. Not exactly sure, but we already saw it die, so I don't think it's necessary to put the picture in picture. We saw it at the moment that it happened. Rifle squad retreating from the center house as the SturmTigerSage close the distance, and that's about it. Not much else happening. We see ambulance coming down for SturmTigerSage6. We also see the mechanized regiment headquarters having gone down for HelpingBrits. He could get himself the flak gun, the flak half track, I suppose. Not sure if that's what he's going for. And there we go. So anyways, rifles over on the right-hand side, capturing the victory point, retreating as they were brought down to 3 men previously. They still stay on the battlefield, but, you know, for now they're going to retreat, while HelpingBrits is currently capturing the center with everything he's got, going for a strategic point right outside of the base. Well, it's not right outside, right, because this one's technically right outside, but it's not that far away from the front of the base for SturmTigerSage6. Rifle squad moving up, going to be engaging those Volkskrans. The Volkskrans are out in the open, so they will lose the engagement. It is also a veteran squad. Are both of them veteran, or did one get veterancy? Oh, they're both veteran. No, wait, never mind. There's a third one. There we go. So yeah, he got a standard rifleman squad and then 2 veteran rifle squads here. So yeah, the Volkskrans retreat. The ambulance moves up aggressively and scares them away. And yeah, over on the right-hand side, Jaeger light infantry popping out of the houses, supporting the Volksgrenadiers. They do provide a very, very decent amount of firepower with their G43s there. And the rifles just move out of the way. They will let the point be capped Over on the left-hand side, munitions point is getting capped by those storm pyos. The fuel point has been capped as well, and they're now going to be going for that victory point. Center point, we do have a Volkswagen squad hiding in the wall. I mean, they technically should be hiding, but they're not really hiding because of the game mechanics. But I mean, they're behind a wall in the brush. You shouldn't really be able to spot them until they take a shot. Rifles popping the fence. Volkswagen squad are going to be popping inside the house, and the rifle's going to be forced to pop back on the other side, getting themselves into some heavy cover and be able to fight against the Volkswagens. Left-hand side, rear echelon squad going for the fuel. We have the storm pyos nearby. Storm pyos could potentially move to cut them off. They do get spotted. They were going to be laying down some wire, but apparently that does not happen since they got otherwise engaged. Storm pyos do set themselves up in some heavy cover. With their assault rifles, they will win the fight against the rear echelon squad, but the rear echelon squad could just simply decap the point as they've done and then retreat, and that's what they do. That throat feels a little weird. I think my voice is coming out a little bit hoarse, isn't it? Anyways, Volkswagen double squads over on the right-hand side engaging against the rifle squad. They will win the engagement, although one of them has been brought down to 2 men. With the Jaeger light infantry coming up, though, the rifles really don't stand much of a chance, so they do retreat down to 3 men. So the flak half-track is in fact hitting the field. Ooh, sorry, that might have been actually loud. I shouldn't pop the water like that. Anyways, the flak half-track is hitting the field as we assumed it would. We don't currently have anything on the field right now for Sage6 to counter with. However, he might be building, no, I would have thought maybe he was building the captain perhaps, but no, nothing so far. Rifles moving over to the left-hand side, pushing those storm pyos away. They do end up retreating. Well, the flak half-track is now on the field, setting itself up in the center. Going to be getting some shots inside the house. Now, the flak guns have been reworked, and they should no longer, like, clear units inside buildings, like, incredibly fast. And you can see right there, the damage does go through. It's doing a little bit of damage to the house, a little bit of damage to the guys inside. Oh, nice infiltration grenade there by the Volksgrenadiers, forcing the rifles to pop out. A nice little attempt there by HOI-HelpingBrits, trying to force the squad outside and then win the house, you know, put the Volksgrenadier squad inside. However, Sage6 pops his own squad back in quickly and does not allow him to have that happen. Cheeky maneuver here by Sage6. We see him laying down some wire on the approach. Obviously, you can still vault over the fence, or, well, the wall, with your units, but it has to be manually done. Otherwise, your units will automatically just path in the shortest distance that has an open route to it. So, for example, the retreat path here forces it to retreat in this direction, whereas otherwise it would have gone in this direction, right? So rifles are all getting upgraded with flamethrowers. We now have the captain on the field, as I assumed it would happen as well. Haha, I called it, although he wasn't building it before, but I assumed that's what he was going to do once he saw the flak half-track coming on the field. Flak half-track is in fact on the field, and we do see the battle group headquarters also going down for HOI-HelpingBrits, so a little bit of a back tech. We'll see if he's just getting himself the Met station, or if he is going to be building anything from it. More probably the medics, but I mean, I suppose he could get the infantry support gun, although I mean, I suppose in the last game the pack howitzer was actually still doing quite a bit of work, even though it, you know, has been a little bit nerfed. But yeah, I somehow feel it was just for the medical bonuses rather than building anything. I mean, I suppose it gives him access to the Yak Panzer just in case, but I don't think he's going to be getting one right now, considering there's not really much on the field. We do see a steward coming down for Sage6. That is, of course, to be expected. Well, maybe not expected, but it's not, you know, a surprise, or shouldn't be a surprise for HOI-HelpingBrits, considering that he knows that there's a captain on the field. So when a captain is out, there is, of course, always a strong possibility of a steward coming up. Rifle squad trying to burn those Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers do catch a blaze, one of them burning to a crisp, but they do manage to bring the squad down to 1 man and forcing the retreat of everybody. Center of the map, Jaeger light infantry getting burned as well. They're out in the open, so they're not taking... Oh, nice grenade. Not doing too much damage, only splash damage and 1 kill. And we see the Jaeger light infantry picking up another rifle on the retreat, but they all stay out and stay alive. Steward now on the field. Steward is an excellent choice considering the flak half-track Flag half-track really can't do much against it. I mean, if it were to sit there in front of it with its, flag and be able to shoot at it, yeah, it'll do a little bit of damage, you can see there, but, I mean, the Steward will win in that engagement. No Rocket and Warfare's on the field right now for Helping Brits. The Steward pretty much has an easy time here. A shot flies from the Steward, getting it stunned, but he does not pursue. Bit of an unfortunate situation there for Sage. He had an opportunity here to just basically go on the hunt, get himself a kill. Volksgrenadier squads, no Shreks, no nothing. Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there. Obviously, it is a risk sending a Steward into the enemy base, and we've seen it time and time again where, well, that bites you in the ass very easily, and you lose your vehicle without getting anything done. But from our perspective, we can see that right here, Sage had an amazing opportunity here, a good window of opportunity where that Rocket and Warfare was not built, and it's only now getting built as Helping Brits realizes, sees the threat, and he will be able to defend his flag half-track now. So Rifle Squad there, getting pinned down in the center. Not going to be able to cap the point. Going to be forced to retreat. Second Rifle Squad behind it, going to be capturing that victory point. Far left-hand side. Volksgrenadier Squad retreating as they capture the victory point themselves. And point-wise, pretty even, 423 to 459. So about a 30-point game. Nothing too significant. At least not at this stage. We're only 11 minutes in anyways. Flag half-track over on the right-hand side forces the rifles to move the hell out of the way. They don't get shot, but they spotted it, so they just disengage. Rifles inside this house don't really have that great of a vantage point. There's only one window that shoots in this direction, while, I suppose we do have this other hole in the wall there that allows them to shoot, so it's two. Still, though, that's not a lot. That looked like a bazooka. Do they actually have a bazooka? They shouldn't, not that I can tell. That kind of looked like a bazooka shot at that guy. I mean, there's the explosion right there, so it's kind of weird. Yeah, like that right there. Oh, yeah, this guy actually does have a bazooka. Ah, never mind. I thought I saw a rifle. Anyways, so Rifle Squad over on the right-hand side, staying there a little bit too long, might actually get itself killed on a retreat. Can the Jaegers actually pick up the snipe? Nope. Barely manages to make it out of there, but yeah, so we do have bazookas on the field for Sage. That is, of course, from the captain, because the captain died, and I did not spot that. Well, let me go ahead and note that, and that one I will take a look to see how he died. Considering I see the bazooka right there, I'm assuming it died right there, but how and when, I don't exactly know. I'm assuming, though, it maybe got into the house, got grenaded, and died, and the weapon dropped outside the window. Then he picked it up and put the other squad in. Why I'm assuming, I don't know, considering that I'm going to look at it afterwards and put it, and you've already seen what happened. But, I tend to keep talking about these things, even though I shouldn't, but that's just the way it goes. Sage6 does get himself the pack howitzer onto the field, so we do get to see this one again. Right-hand side, rifles are going to be trying to stop the Volksgrenadiers for capping. They are going for that munitions point. They do get stopped cold, and the flamethrower is going to go to work here. Rifles, though, are taking quite a beating there at close range. Flamethrower trying to do the work and get as much damage as it can. Does manage to get some good hits in there, but the Rifle Squad gets a little bit too close, not in the best of positions, and gets itself killed. Pack howitzer trying to nail the squad right in front of it. Not really managing to do a good job here. Gets one of the Volksgrenadiers. They do have some Shreks equipped. Over on the far left-hand side, we do have the Steward engaging against an Ostwind that is on the field for Helping Brits. That is, of course, available through the Doctrine. The rifles inside this house are just getting shot up in all directions. They're not taking too much damage in there. As we said, the flag guns have been rebalanced to not wipe squads inside houses. But they are doing a decent amount of damage to the house itself. Steward popping in, getting a good shot going on the flag half-track. Second shot through the fog of war. The Rocket and Warfare setting up. Steward taking another shot, but it's now attacking ground, and it misses the flag half-track. Rocket and Warfare set up in an angle to be able to shoot, but does not manage to get a good shot in there, and the flag half-track barely ekes by and gets out of the field. Flag half-track now duking it out against the Steward. AT gun behind it is set up to protect, and it will. Getting some good shots there on the rear armor of the Ostwind. The Ostwind is now apparently trying to get a flank, it looks like. Rocket and Warfare is being moved up here to try and stop the Steward. The Steward is relatively low in health to go up against the Racket the Warfer. Racket the Warfer takes a shot but misses. Steward now on the hunt for the Ostwind. The Ostwind is capable of... Oh, that is very bad news here for Sage6. Manages to lose his Steward and leave it there abandoned. He either has... Oh. That could not have gone worse for Sage6. So, yeah, in his effort to not leave it there in the hands of his opponent, he tries to send the rifle squad inside to reclaim it. He didn't need to, as the Ostwind, as it was actually shooting at the tank, it was going to destroy it anyways. Loses the rifle squad in the process and drops a flamethrower, which now a Volksgrenadier squad has. I kind of dare you to tell me how that situation could have gone worse for Sage, because I don't see it. That was as bad as it gets. Jeez. Anyway, center map, rifles continue to push forward with their flamethrowers. Volksgrenadiers with their Shreks really unable to stop too much, as well they have Shreks. One Volksgrenadier squad did die in some situation. Let's see if I can spot it and see where that happened. But yeah, right now, HelpingBrits is currently ahead with the 20 pop cap. So yeah, his army value is significantly higher right now. Ostwind getting repaired back at the automated station. We have the flag half-track still on the field, moving around the right-hand side. Back at the Warford ready to defend. 3 Jaeger light infantries at a time. And 2 Volksgrenadiers. Flag half-track does get 18-aided there by the rifle squad, but does manage to come online to get some shots going, so the rifle squad really unable to do too much. Flag half-track does need some repairs, but again, there's the automated station, so it's not really difficult to do that. Jaeger light infantry and Volksgrenadiers over on the left-hand side engaging against rifles as they're trying to capture the fuel point. We do have a major on the field for Sage6, so he could both set up a forward retreat spot and get himself some you know, heavier vehicles, some tanks. Well, not really heavier as they're medium tanks, but, you know, gets himself some Shermans going. The Easy 8s from his Doctrine is probably the better choice, but yeah. But yeah. Anyways, Ostwind now moving over to the left-hand side, going to be catching those rifles and rear echelons as they're trying to capture territory. Rear echelon squad going to get torn to pieces. Oh, and a one well-placed shot eliminates the entire squad. That rear echelon squad must not be feeling rather good. Rifle squad over here with their anti-tank rifle grenades manages to get a hit on the Ostwind, but the Ostwind was relatively untouched, so the damage does not manage to crit the engine. So only a little bit of damage, and it still forces the retreat regardless. Center map, Volksgrenadiers and Jaegers retreating as they did engage the major inside the house. It is a fearsome major, has the support of AT guns and pack howitzers, so has to be rather careful. And behind there we have the rifles just healing up and reinforcing. So HelpingBrits still in a very, very good position. Still 20 pop cap ahead. 46 to 67. And the Major's just getting ripped to shreds in the center. The Major himself actually getting killed. Jaeger light infantry trying to take some shots and execute the squad on the retreat, but do not manage to actually get the hit. And the Major just loses his cold on the ground, and you can see it right there. Ostwind moving straight up into the base, coming up for a nice little flank, going to be potentially killing the Major. Gets a good hit on the ambulance. The ambulance almost getting destroyed, but it actually stays alive. AT gun manages to turn itself around. The ambulance does go down, which makes it... Oh, that is unfortunate for Sage. I was going to say it would make it a little bit more difficult for the healing to go down. Oh, a nice telescopic rifle grenade landing on the Ostwind. The Ostwind was hitting afterburners to get the hell out of the way, and it got pretty far, which is good for it. It is currently damaged, but there's really not much on the field right now for Sage that he can utilize to take it down. I mean, he did have a bazooka on one of these squads. Does he still have it? Not on this one. This one? Looks like he might have actually lost the bazooka as well. Let's take a look once again. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And no, 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 no. So, yeah. So, it looks like he did lose a rifle squad at some stage. Sherman moving straight through the center, moving in reverse, exposing his rear to the enemy, taking massive amounts of damage because that's what's going to happen when you expose your ass to the enemy when you're moving forward. Manages to get itself killed. Ostwind stays alive. And Sage just now falling apart. I don't think there's any comeback from this. A second Oswin coming onto the field for helping Brits, just to add, you know, insult to injury, I suppose. And sorry. And yeah, I mean, with the Sherman dead, I don't think there's much he can do against this. Getting himself another veteran rifle squad just to continue to keep his numbers up. But the pack howitzer is there. It hasn't actually done anything. It's only killed one unit so far in the game, so might not be worth it to be getting that anymore. Rifle squad on the right-hand side getting harassed by the second Oswin, forced to retreat. Oswin gonna get some good shots on the retreat, get some extra kills there, but I don't think it'll clear out the squad, although those two guys are very clumped up. Well, thankfully for them, though, the Oswin is not very accurate in that scenario. Rifle squad getting flanked there by the Oswin again, forced to retreat. So all this infantry is just easy pickings for all these Oswins. The AT gun really the only thing here that can potentially keep them at bay and stop them. But yeah, he even lost the ambulance. He lost the what the hell? Anyways, yeah, he lost the ambulance. He lost his medics. So his troops are moving out injured onto the field, which means that no matter if he retreats on the next engagement, the Oswins are just going to have a field day and get a lot of hits and a lot of kills in there. Oswin in the center, staying there in the arc of fire of the AT gun, getting hit, but it stays there as the flak panzer, not flak panzer, the flak half-track moves up, getting some good hits there on the AT gun, forcing it to back off, also getting some additional hits on the retreating infantry. Oswin's moving up two at a time, trying to finish off the rifles. They don't manage to do so, so they end up hitting a retreat. This one gets 18-aided and loses its engine, or gets its engine damage, really, to be fair. But it managed to make it out of there. So we got, what, only 2 kills on this one, but this one's already up to 18 kills. The flak half-track has gotten 7 kills so far, some damage, but not a lot of kills. So the flak panzer being the MVP there. Second AT gun does come in line for Sage6. Definitely needs that right now. And I'm assuming he's going to be getting another Sherman. He has the fuel for it, just needs the manpower. Kind of needs to, though, because there's not much else he can do here. Back at base. Yeah, the supply half-track is just sitting there. Rifles up in the north, forced to retreat as they capture territory. Victory points 348 to 326, so victory points again pretty close. Not a big difference there, but yeah, jeez. And Shrek flying from that Volksgrenadier squad with the flamethrower. Taking some hits there on the rifles. Rifles forced to retreat. Not much that it can do since there is a flak half-track sitting there covering the approach. Rocket and Warfare being utilized, the cap being sent all the way up to the northern victory point. But there's nothing in that area to stop it, so it's actually going to happen. The Oswins continue to get repaired. This Oswin has been repaired. Veterans E2 acquired. Pushes forward. Rifle squad not going to stand a chance against it. Going to be forced to retreat. AT guns trying to set themselves up in a better position. Trying to get some angles. Rifle squad's moving together. They're going to get annihilated here as they're all clumped up. Just a turkey shoot here for that Oswin. Shots continue to fly. Jaeger light infantry squad is forced to back off. Shots fly from the AT gun and hit the Oswin. But the Oswin can take some hits. Those AT guns are relatively light compared, and they're not going to kill the Oswin very easily, so it makes it out of there very, very easily. And the second Oswin is now back online and ready to go. Jaeger light infantry up in the north, retreating as the rifles get on top of them. The Rocket and Warfare is currently sitting there on the victory point. Probably we move it to retreat, or maybe just go back here and capture that point, since it's an easy territory to capture and additional resources there. Oswin in the center, stopping the rifles, taking some more hits by the AT gun. And it looks like the flak half-track died somewhere around here at some point. How, I don't exactly know, but I'll note it and we'll look at it. There we go. So the Ostwinds again, just essentially making a line. We do see the Panzer headquarters finally going down for helping Brits, setting it up as a defensive measure here in this location for the fuel and such, allowing him to extend to the right a lot easier. Rifles just getting shot up by the Ostwinds as they cross the road, taking a lot of damage, forced to retreat by the time they're able to even do anything. We do see infantry support guns coming online for the helping Brits as he decides to just, well, spend his manpower. He wasn't really doing anything with it, so may as well get something. And considering that he currently has Sage6 pretty much pinned to his base and not allowing him to do too much, those infantry support guns are able to really just aim in this direction and do a lot of work. So in that situation where you have your enemy funneled in one direction, you can kind of not have to worry about the fact that they don't turn. So yeah. So the Ostwind forces away the rifle squad. Rifle squad's moving back. Sage, again, he has the fuel. He needs the manpower. 300 and something. 320, 360, what was it? Oh, sorry. 340. Ha. I didn't actually get it. I said 320 or 360. Anyways. So yeah, rifles over on the right-hand side trying to cap territory as the infantry support guns just continue to shoot them, getting them suppressed, getting them killed, and forcing the retreat. Jaeger light infantry is moving up, picking off the units that are currently crawling on the floor, and forcing the retreat of rifle squads. More rifles going off, moving over to the right-hand side, trying to cap the point. Ostwinds are there and ready to stop the approaching rifles. Anti-tank rifle grenade does go off on the Ostwind, getting some damage in it, but again, it does not get the crit on the engine, and the rifle squad is forced to retreat, taking double shots here from Ostwinds, taking some more damage, and forced to retreat. We do have another ambulance on the field for Sage6, wanting to have his troops moving out at full strength, because, well, yeah, I mean, he kind of has to. Rifle squad in the center, retreating as the Ostwind harasses. And the AT guns from behind, unable to really do too much here as the Ostwinds just move back and forth in different directions. Ostwind getting spotted, taking some shots there by the AT guns, gonna take some damage, but it'll make it out of there just fine. Rifles moving back, Volksgrenadiers hiding behind hedges, center mag Volksgrenadiers with flamethrowers just taking the shots from everything as the infantry support guns are able to spot and just shoot at whatever the hell they want. Flamethrowers are trying to stop the approaching infantry, but there's too much infantry moving forward, and they end up retreating. But the infantry support guns are still there, still able to shoot, and they are currently just going to move back as the rifles were able to break through and get themselves into a better angle. However, with the flak panzers right there, yeah, they're going to be stopped cold. White phosphorus barrage getting called in right on top of the infantry support guns. The infantry support gun's going to have to move back. Remember, with the white phosphorus barrage, you don't actually die. You can see there that weapon is very, very low in health, but the members are still alive, and they have a med station right there, so they'll be able to get healed up and back to full strength. So while it did force the weapons to back off, they didn't actually do much, really. Shot flying from the infantry support guns now, actually getting hits there. The issue with that is that these guys don't actually get healed up while they're doing that. So the medics move back. Now that they're stopped shooting, they're going to get healed up again. But as soon as they take another shot, they're going to stop healing them. So it's a lengthy procedure to get the squad back to full strength, but it'll happen eventually. And he still has a decent amount of range, so it doesn't actually matter. AT gun in the center for Sage6 getting cleared out here by the approaching Volks and Jaeger light infantry. Infiltration grenades getting tossed into the house, doing a lot of damage. Down goes a rifle squad inside the house, losing another squad for Sage6. Finally, we see the building of the EC8. Sage wanting to have that as his potential ability to come back, but I don't see it, really. It was a very difficult thing to want to do. Pack howitzer getting cleared out by the infantry support guns. The Ostwinds pushing forward, just ripping these rifles to shreds. Well, the AT gun in the front got destroyed by the Shrek of this Volksgrenadier squad. EC8 moving up, going to be trying to get the kill on these Oswinds. Has the potential to do so. Rifle squads in the center getting just ripped to shreds, like I said before. EC8 now focusing on the infantry, which is the last thing that it should have been focusing on. It should have been trying to kill the Ostwind. And the Jaeger light infantry is just going to push forward. Rocket and Warfare going to be allowed to move up and set up in a different angle. And the EC8 loses a bit of a window there. Probably not going to be able to kill an Ostwind even, but it might have had a chance there if it was focusing on the Ostwinds. Shreks flying from both the Rocket and Warfare and the Volksgrenadier. Although I don't think the Rocket and Warfare actually shot. Sage6 just throws in the towel as he realizes his weapons get destroyed and can't actually rebuild them. And yeah, I mean, it was too tall a hill to climb, and I think it was this, the Sherman dying here. This Sherman did not need to die at that point. I know what he was trying to do, and, you know, obviously go and kill the very, very wounded Ostwind, but I mean, he could have gone in this direction over here and try and go all the way there, but he went in this direction in reverse, getting shot in the ass by Rocket and Warfare, by Volksgrenadier squad, and the Ostwind himself, just adding a ton of damage to it that he could have potentially deflected with the frontal armor, and maybe even gotten the kill. At the very least, you know, traded, lost the Sherman and killed the Ostwind, but it didn't happen that way, and yeah, from that point on, it was GG. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.